We don't have to do pledge. Okay. Okay, I call this meeting of the Chelmsford School Committee back into order. So this meeting is being live streamed by Chelmsford Telemedia and posted to the CPS website for interested community members to access and watch. In-person public participation will be taking place in accordance with the school committee public participation policy. And when speaking during the public input portion of this meeting is notified the superintendent's office of the desire to speak and provided with these guidelines. So for those viewing at home, our meeting this morning is to vote on contracts negotiated school committee members, superintendent, assistant superintendent, for all their hard work in getting these contracts done before the summer. I know I'm very excited. I'm sure the teachers and the paraprofessionals and everybody else are also very excited. So with that said, we'll move on to, we don't have any speakers, so we'll move right into the contracts.
Sure. Thank you. I echo Dennis's comments. It's great to be able to end the school year on a positive note, be able to settle all of our contracts with our employee groups. We had 4 that were on cycle this year that were expiring on June 30th, and everything kind of came to conclusion over the last 2 weeks, which again, right prior to the end of school year, is excellent. It sets us up well for the start of the next school year. So you have 4 before you tonight. What I'm going to do is walk you through them individually, and then after each contract, we will vote to ratify. So the first on the agenda this evening is with the Chelmsford Federation of Teachers, the Teachers and Nurses Bargaining Unit. So I provided you with copies of each of the MOAs. They're all relatively generic, so these are for a 3-year contract that extends July 1, 2025 to June 30th, 2028. All dates will be modified in the contract. There are obviously some minor language issues that are clarified within the contract. Within the teacher's contract, just a couple of financial updates for you. Article number 12, we've agreed to increase the hourly rate that we pay for work primarily during the summertime. It's currently $30 an hour. In the first year of the contract, it's going to go to 35, and then in the second year of the contract, it's going to go to 40. This is more consistent with geographically our comps within the Merrimack Valley. Again, we had a couple of different language updates. One of the things that the union had asked for, and when we talked to the school, they also agreed, our guidance counselors at McCarthy Middle School, who are now kind of working on more of a schedule similar to the high school. We're looking for some extra time over the summer to be able to help the kids before they come back in September. So like the guidance counselors at the high school, they're also going to work an extra 3 days during the summer to assist and make sure schedules are ready for when they return. We did include some language within the MOA on the administration side to tighten up a little bit some of the course reimbursement process, some of the dates, what actually counts for courses towards course reimbursement. And then lastly, we incorporated different items. Over the course of the past 3-year contract, we've had different clubs and activities and things like that have come along. We've had to add, we always do side letters or little MOAs while they're in effect, and then we roll them into the contract. So we agreed to do that. And then with the financial compensation for this 3-year contract, each of the 3 years is going to be the same. The salary schedule currently has 12 steps. Steps 1 to 11 are going to receive a 2.5% COLA increase each year of the contract, and step 12 is going to receive a 3.5% increase to each step of the contract. From the district's perspective, based on where the employees are all situated on the salary scale, it has a 3% cost in each year of the contract. So this is a 9% cost to us over the 3 years, divvied up obviously the way I just expressed. But that is the bulk of the agreement with the Chelmsford Federation of Teachers, the Teachers and Nurses Bargaining Unit.
Anybody have any comments or questions related to the teacher's contract? Okay, if not, I'll ask John, since John was one of the members of the bargaining unit, if he'd like to make the motion.
Yeah, and I will just quickly say it was a really positive negotiation for the people at home. I was really excited to work with the union itself. We came in there with the goal of taking care of the teachers in a really positive way and to support them in the work they do. And I just want to say I'm grateful for their support and for the chairman's support during the negotiations. And with that, I will make a motion. So with that, I move to approve and ratify the memorandum of agreement between the Chelmsford School Committee and the Chelmsford Federation of Teachers, AFT Massachusetts, Local 3569, Teachers and Nurses, for the successor collective bargaining agreement that will be in effect for the 3-year period from July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028, as negotiated and presented.
Second.
Second, okay. All right, any questions, comments? I just want to point out for people of you at home that Town Manager Cohen is part of our bargaining unit, so he will also vote on these contracts. So that being said, we'll take a vote. Susan?
Aye.
Diana?
Aye.
Paul?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Maria? Aye. 6-0.
Great, thank you.
It's a big deal.
Second contract up this evening is also with the Chelmsford Federation of Teachers. This is the Professional Support Personnel Bargaining Unit. And this bargaining unit comprises paraeducators, our clerks, our secretaries, and our aides that help during the day. This contract also expired on June 30th, 2025. It is a 3-year contract that's going to run 25 to 28. Some language updates, minor language updates within this contract. Again, the biggest issue with regard to wages, we had increased a little bit one of the stipends for toileting within the contract. We had included some language to just, again, update various appendices, references to salary scales within this agreement. And in the end, from a financial standpoint, we're doing a 3% across the board increase on the steps 1 to 6 of the contract, so 333. However, this bargaining unit had, for each of the different positions, a step 6, which represented 6 to 14 years of service, and a step 7, which represented 15 plus years of service. So we ended up working with this group in this bargain to shorten those increments and to add a couple of steps, so that we now have 5-year intersections. So when you get to step 6, you're going to be on step 6 from years 6 to 10, and then you're going to go to step 7 from 10 to 15 years of service, and you're going to go to the next increment for 15 plus and 20 plus. So that was something that was requested when we took a look at the numbers. Obviously, not every individual is on those steps, but it is something for people to grow to. And on those kind of longevity steps, again, people are going to be on those steps for 5 years as opposed to 10 or, for the rest of their career with us. So those were the big updates with regard to language and benefits within that particular contract, and we'd recommend approval of that as well.
Anybody have any questions or comments on this particular contract? Okay, since Maria, you were on that negotiating team, I'll let you make this motion.
All right. So since John has set the precedent here, I was on this negotiation. This negotiation involves many different positions within our system. And I'd like to say that it was a very positive negotiation. And it was one where we really appreciated that everybody brought their own particular needs in their positions to the table and worked hard at reaching this consensus. And it's great to begin the year with this contract. So with that, I move to approve and ratify the memorandum of agreement between the Chelmsford School Committee and Chelmsford Federation of Teachers, AFT Massachusetts, Local 3569, Professional Support Personnel, for the successor collective bargaining agreement that will be in effect for the 3-year period from July 1, 2025 through June 30th, 2028, as negotiated and presented.
Who was on? You want to do it?
I second.
Second.
Okay, all right, any other comments or questions on this particular agreement? All right, Susan?
Aye.
Diana?
Aye.
Paul? Aye. John?
Aye.
Maria?
Aye.
Aye, 6-0.
Thank you. The third agreement before us today is with the Chelmsford Schools Food Service Association. Their agreement also was ending on June 30th, 2025, and is going to be extended for a 3-year period, July 1, 25 through June 30th, 28. So within this grouping, we have 3 different individual workers. We have general workers, we have cooks, and we have team leaders. Ultimately, what we ended up doing was increasing the general worker and cook rates of pay by 75 cents an hour in the first year of the contract, $1.25 an hour for the team leaders in the first year. That stayed the same for year 2. And then in the third year of the contract, 75 cents an hour for the general worker and cook, and $1 an hour for the team leads. We updated a little bit of the sick leave language within this contract, so it's a little bit more consistent with some of the other secretarial clerk units that we have. We did the same with personal leave and then vacation leave, just to have some symmetry between the different contracts. That was basically the gist of this agreement.
Agreement. All right, so Diana, I'll let you.
Yeah, this one was close to my heart as my mother was a food service worker in schools. And so I was really thrilled that we came to an agreement, and I see and really recognize unseen important part of the running of a school and the health of our kids. So happy to move to approve and ratify the memorandum of agreement between the Chelmsford School Committee and the Chelmsford Schools Food Service Association for the successor collective bargaining agreement that will be in effect for the 3-year period from July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028, as negotiated and presented.
Second.
Great. Any other comments or questions? All right, Susan,
Aye.
Diana,
Aye.
Paul.
Aye.
John,
Aye.
Maria.
Aye.
Aye, 6-0.
Great. The fourth contract you have before you this evening is with the Chelmsford School Administrators Association. And this was also a very straightforward contract. There were very minor updates to language and really just making things more current within the contract itself. And this included just a straight wage increase of 3%, 3%, 3% added to the salary tables of the individuals within this collective bargaining unit. So this one had a 9% cost over the 3 years as well.
Any questions on this? Right, Susan, I'll ask you to take the lead here.
Sure. I just want to say there were a couple of issues where we had some kind of deep discussions about some of the ask, but I want to thank everyone on the bargaining team for a very respectful and productive way that we had the discussions and came to agreement. So thank you. I move to approve and ratify the memorandum of agreement between the Chelmsford School Committee and Chelmsford School Administrators Association for the successor collective bargaining agreement that will be in effect for the 3-year period from July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028, as negotiated and presented.
I'll second.
Great. Okay, any questions, comments? All right, Susan,
Aye?
Diana,
Aye.
Paul. Aye. John. Aye. Maria.
Aye.
Aye, 6-0.
Thank you. And then the last list before you this evening is a memo that Joanna had had prepared for you. This is a listing of all the non-affiliated staff in our district. So these are the individuals that don't fall within a collective bargaining agreement. They don't have an individual employment contract or agreement. And typically, we present this list to you each year, and we extend the same cost of living increase to the non-affiliated employees as is extended for the affiliated employees within the district. So the recommendation here is to apply a 3% cost of living increase effective July 1, 2025 to this group of individuals.
Okay, any questions here? So this is the one we do each year. We'll have to do this particular vote because we're gonna.
Well, and sometimes the people change.
Yeah.
So it's easy enough to just do every year, but we'll just do it as, because we always have done this, we'll just do it as an annual
Okay.
vote.
All right, great. All right, any other questions on this one? All right, Maria, I'll take it.
Okay. I move to approve a 3% increase to the annual salary or hourly rate of pay effective July 1, 2025 for the non-affiliated employees of the Chelmsford Public Schools as presented.
Second.
Second. All right, any other questions? All right, one more. Susan.
Aye.
Diana.
Aye.
Paul. I don't vote on that. I didn't know if you want to do a token vote, so. John.
Aye.
Maria.
Aye.
Aye, so 5-0. All right,
Grateful.
okay, anything else people want to discuss? Okay, if not, I will take a motion to adjourn.
I will move to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great, thank you all.
It was a.